Hello and welcome to first episode of the Shades deck running against the Horde. And now of course episode 1 is against the Old Faithful challenge deck. Shades need land. This has lifelink, which is very good, so it's a 1 casting cost. That's 4. Oh, this is only 2, and this is 2. That's fine. And I happen to have 2 mana. I think the Diabolic Tutor. I know what I'm searching for that card. I don't remember what it's called, but if I get the 4 mana, that is, that'll be good. So turn 1. Thirsting Shade. I drew Phage Untouchable. That's going to be very good, except I don't have that kind of mana yet. Nantucket Shade. I'm attacking for 1. When plundering, statue is put into the graveyard from anywhere. Each player draws a card. When plundering, statue is put in the graveyard from anywhere. Each player draws a card. I drew a swamp. I already played a swamp though, so turn 3. Demon's Horn. I'm going to attack for 1 lifelink. It is a challenge deck's first turn. That artifact indicates that the Horde now draws 3 cards on its next turn. This card indicates that the Horde draws 4 cards on its next turn. My turn. Playing a Diabolical Tutor. Okay, so I'm thinking, this is what I was originally thinking about gaming for, but the 6 casting cost, I only have 4. But she's a 4/4 pumpable. Whenever you tap a swamp, you add, the swamps make 2 mana, which is really good. And I was like, oh, maybe I should get a Hissing Miasma. Whenever a creature attacks you, its controller loses a life. Then I decided, no. And then I was like, oh, maybe a Bad Moon. Make all my creatures 2/2. Well, +1/+1, so that'd be do 2 damage. Then I think Gauntlet of Power. They all get +1/+1, and whatever basic land is tapped, right, it makes double. And I have 4, that's easier to get. I'm thinking, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker, its controller loses life, and I gain a life. Which would mean 4 creatures come out, they attack for 4, I gain 4 life immediately, and they mill for 4. Which I could immediately play next turn, but then it's also, I might just be able to play the Gauntlet of Power next turn. I'm going to choose Gauntlet of Power. I'm going to attack for 1. When this goes in graveyard, players return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. I have no creatures in the battlefield, so this doesn't benefit me. It's the challenge deck's next turn. That's a 5/4 that comes in play tapped. That means they're now going to draw 5 cards next turn. And those are both 2/2s. So I'm taking 4 damage. Playing a Vampiric Embrace on that Shade, it now gains +2/+2 in flying, and then whenever that creature, so now it's a 3/3 lifelink flying, and whenever it deals damage to a creature and that creature goes in the graveyard, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And I think you can see that I'm not going to attack with it because I want to kill that off, make that a 4/4, and I'm getting 3 life off of it. So it's their turn. But I'm going to attack for 2 with that card. So those are all 3 2s. That gives all Minotaurs have Death Touch until end of turn. This one gives them First Strike and says that they must be blocked. So that means my 3/3 Flying Lifelink is going to block something with Death Touch. I don't gain any life because Death Touch is dealt first because it's the First Strike. They have First Strike, so my creature is dead. And that's why I blocked off the 5/4. And I take 11 damage. My turn. Evernight Shade. It has a dying, which is going to be helpful because it's going to die. I'm going to attack for 2. Their turn. The 5 cards were drawn. This is in reverse order. 2/3. It's 2 2/3s. This gives them +2/+0, and they destroy that creature at the end of combat. Another 2/2. And Intervention of Karanos. At the beginning of combat this turn, individual of Karanos deals 3 damage to each creature. I take 4 damage. It's the end of the turn. It comes back with a 1/1 counter on it, but I'm taking 5 damage. My turn. Please be a freaking land. It's a land. It's a land. It's a land. It's coming to play. It's tapped. Gauntlet of Power. That is now a 3/3. All my swamps now produce twice the amount, which means Phage is coming out next turn. And then probably one of these. And so, because they have a 5/4, I'm just going to attack for 3. I'm slightly halfway done. But it doesn't look like it still doesn't look like I'm going to win, though. Their turn. Creature. Artifact. That now means 6 creatures next turn. 3/2, a 2/2, and a 3/2/3. Phage the Untouchable. That's a white spell, a black spell, I gain a life. There's 1 extra over that. Playing a Looming Shade. Even though I got Phage in play. I could kill 1 off, that could block 1, that could block 1. But I'm still dead next turn. All Minotaurs get +2/+0 and are destroyed at the end of combat. Phage is going to block that 5/4, it dies. That 2/2 is going to block that 3/2. That 3/3 is going to block that 3/2. And I take 24 damage, and I'm dead.
That is a disgrace.
Well, this went better than I actually thought it was going to be. Well, I mean, I played better than I thought I was going to, but that is just insane. This deck, I think this deck is maybe... This is one of those times where I think this deck is just too difficult. I know it's meant to be a challenge deck. It's called a challenge deck for a reason, and this was a definite challenge. But I also know that this deck is slow to build up, and it really, really depends on the mana that you have. The Gauntlet of Power is actually a card that I added in recently, which was a good idea. Definitely was a good idea. But that's the end of it. Thank you to all the people who are subscribed. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very appreciated. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.